But let's get back to the current events we're actually debating, shall we?
Indeed. Let's move on to Event 3, the Tina Peters election official controversy. Now, I take a very authoritative and serious stance on this, because what we saw with Tina Peters, her conviction for breaching secure election systems, it unequivocally highlights the severe threats posed by unfounded conspiracy theories to our democratic institutions. Her actions, which involved illegally copying election data from voting machines based on, let's be clear, debunked claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election, directly compromised secure voting equipment.
We have a wonderful woman who was an election official, and she saw cheating in Colorado, and she viewed it as horrible. And she said, "What's going on here?" And she went to the machine and she tried to open to find out whether or not it was cheating. And they went to her and they said, "Did you touch this machine?" "Yes." And they arrested her.
This isn't some nuanced debate about intent. It's about the act itself, which endangered public confidence and the very integrity of the electoral process. So when the president calls for her release, as he has done, he's not only condoning actions that undermine election security, but also directly challenging judicial independence and the fundamental principle of equal justice under the law. Attempts to unlawfully subvert electoral processes. There's a profound difference between a legitimate whistleblower who exposes genuine wrongdoing through proper channels and an individual who illegally tampers with official systems based on baseless allegations. It's just not the same thing.
My colleague's assessment of Tina Peters, I must say, it just overlooks the fundamental injustice at play here. What I see is a courageous woman, Tina Peters, who identified what she believed to be significant vulnerabilities in Colorado's voting machines, prompting her to act out of genuine concern for election integrity following the irregularities of 2020. To characterize her actions simply as breaching election systems based on unfounded conspiracy theories completely diminishes her efforts to expose what she saw as systemic risks that could enable election manipulation. Her severe sentence, to me, isn't about justice. It's a stark, almost chilling example of partisan prosecution designed to silence dissent and intimidate anyone who dares to question the established narrative around election outcomes.
The president's calls for her release are about rectifying an abuse of the justice system, protecting those who, like Peters, feel compelled to act when they believe electoral processes are compromised. Restoring trust in elections means allowing for scrutiny and protecting those who bring forth concerns, not prosecuting them into oblivion. To punish someone for attempting to shine a light on potential problems, regardless of how inconvenient that light might be, is a tragedy. It undermines the very principles of transparency and justice that our electoral system should embody. It's outrageous.
With all due respect, what you're describing as uncovering critical vulnerabilities was, by legal determination, an unauthorized breach of secure election equipment. The so-called irregularities of 2020 have been thoroughly investigated and debunked across numerous state and federal courts by judges appointed by both parties. We simply cannot allow individuals to take the law into their hands, violating the very systems that underpin our democracy, just because they believe something is wrong, especially when those beliefs are based on repeatedly disproven claims. That's not whistleblowing, that's criminal tampering. And allowing political figures to demand the release of convicted individuals based on personal sympathy rather than due process fundamentally erodes the rule of law itself.
But the rule of law should apply equally. And the strong perception, is that it doesn't when individuals like Peters face such severe penalties for questioning things, while others who might genuinely compromise systems perhaps face less scrutiny. It is precisely because the integrity of our elections is so paramount that we must welcome rigorous examination, not punish those who raise the alarm, even if their methods are unconventional or their findings are initially challenged. To simply dismiss her concerns as debunked ignores the deep-seated mistrust that persists for a significant portion of the electorate, and you can't just wave that away.
There is a monumental difference between rigorous examination through established legal channels and what occurred here. Her actions constituted an illegal intrusion into a system designed to be secure. The way to address mistrust is through transparency and strict adherence to legal protocols, not by enabling actions that further destabilize confidence in the entire democratic process.
Okay, let's discuss something truly indicative of national strength and renewed purpose.